We are told the people have burned our beret outside and T-shirts. But only what we saw in the images where the Daily Maverick has written that berets are being burned at the EFF conference. But the picture is a picture where people are burning a list. I don't know if you can't differentiate between a beret and the list. I said when I opened that we must forgive you because you don't know what you are doing. And the picture just demonstrated that indeed you do not know what you are doing. Because there is no beret or a T-shirt banned by members of our organization. And therefore, you must stop misleading our people. The only thing we saw was a delegate burning a Duke of the EFF. A well-captured picture of a delegate from the Western Cape, and we hope the leadership of the Western Cape will go and cancel that delegate to appreciate what was going through that delegate. All those who banned the list because you were not agreeing with them and you didn't want them in your possession, you had the right to do so. Those were not Congress material, and therefore they cannot be confused to be EFF lists. If I don't want this list, I can do anything I want with it because it's not the material of the conference. You have not banned the material of the conference, and therefore you have no reason to panic. All of us, we must continue to observe the discipline of the organization. We are all new in politics, and therefore we are not going to be impatient with each other. We are going to take each other through. For tomorrow, we are going to be better politicians. We learn out of mistakes. To all those who accepted nomination and lost and did not get the threshold, to all those who declined nomination, it is your call to remain members of the EFF. There is no one who's going to deal with you for having accepted nomination or declined nomination. You exercised your democratic right and you are protected. None of members of parliament will be removed from parliament on the basis that he or she declined a nomination or accepted the nomination. All of us, whatever we did here happened within the rules and the democratic practices of this organization. We are a living organization. This was one of the perfect conferences I ever attended since my participation in politics at an early age of 9 years. Comrades, those who still see us as coming from the ANC, you are backdated. Don't see us like that. We are members of the EFF. It doesn't matter where we come from. That is our previous life. We are born again. We are members of the EFF. We don't belong to the ANC. We don't come from the ANC. We forget those past which we are not so proud of. And we are beginning a new journey where all of us will be proud of. When we live here, there is no winner, there is no loser. The EFF has won, and we must all celebrate. We must all celebrate because every time we pass a test, they put a new test. And we must tell them we'll continue to pass those tests because we are the only solid leftist organization in South Africa which does not only philosophize about socialist revolution, but put it into practice and fight the white monopoly capital. We are the only ones who are engaged in that struggle. We are the only party that has pronounced socialism in the parliament of the Republic of South Africa. And for that matter, we are the first one since 1994. There's never been a party in the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa which openly associates with socialist politics. It is the EFF which has done so, and that alone changed the political landscape of South Africa. You are making history, and you must be proud of yourself. We are going to occupy the unoccupied land because we need the land. For us to eat, we must have the land. For us to work, we must have the land. And don't write letters to the head office asking us to come and occupy the land. We will occupy where we come from. I come from Sesheu, Zone 1, Masagane. If there is an open land, we'll go and occupy there with my branch. You must go do the same in a branch where you come from. Malema can occupy all the pieces of land in South Africa alone. I cannot be everywhere. I'm not Holy Spirit. So you must be part of the occupation of land everywhere else in South Africa. And those who get into trouble with the law, the EFF must intervene. We are going to establish a solidarity fund where we are going to raise money to bail out those who get arrested from occupying the land in South Africa. We are not playing, we mean business. And therefore, the story of the land has been with us African people for a very long time. And therefore, we must not postpone it any further. It stops now. We are taking what rightfully belongs to us. And if that means jail, so be it. If it means death, so be it. All of us must continue with that revolutionary program. Every time you are marching to municipalities, you are blocking the roads, you are burning tires, but you have never blocked a mine where you come from. Why are you not blocking the mines and demanding that communities must benefit from those mines? Let me give you the priorities of the mines that we must occupy and block. All the mines belonging to Patrice Motsepe, they must be the first ones to be blocked, followed by those of Cyril Ramaphosa. They must be the first ones to be blocked because those are the people who have sold us out. They are eating today in our name and they forgot about us. Any mine that has got a high-profile BEE, that mine must be occupied, and that's where you need to tell them, take the money of the BEE partner and put into the community trust or build a school or a clinic or a road instead of giving to an individual. So the gold fields in Gauteng, which belong to Baleka Mbete, there must be a program to close down those mines until those shares are given to the communities. Stop theorizing. The time for revolution is now, and we must not postpone it. The revolution doesn't require people who want to be clean and behave like they are better than others. Marx has concluded these matters. We agree below Marx. Ours is to implement those ideas of Karl Marx. So we must stop trying to rewrite what has already been written by Marx and Lenin and all ideologues which came before us. We are saying we associate with their struggles and their ideologies, and it is time for us to put those into practice. Theory without practice is meaningless. In the EFF, both the theory and practice must come together. But if you go and practice what you have not read, you are very dangerous because you will create wrong things. First, read. The documents of the EFF are there. The founding manifesto of the EFF is there. The resolutions of this National People's Assembly will be made available to all the branches. Read them, internalize them, know them by heart. You must know those resolutions, the Constitution, the Code of Conduct of the EFF, in the same way you know your ID numbers. And don't refer all the time when you are asked about this animal called the EFF. All of us, we must go and work for this organization. 2016 is coming. We don't know what is going to happen in 2016. But what we know is that the ANC will not be in power in Tshwane, in Johannesburg, in Ekurhuleni, in Nelson Mandela. That is what we are sure of. There won't be a government of the ANC there. There won't be a government of the DA. Those who come from those regions, you must start acting like leaders. You must start preparing yourself as councillors and mayors. There is no mayor that burns t-shirts. There is no councillor that burns beret. You must behave in a dignified manner. Show your community that you are ready to take government in those municipalities. We must show people through municipalities that we are ready to be a government of South Africa. We must take some municipalities and govern in a manner that will impress the whole of South Africa. Then we know, come 2019, we are the government of South Africa. We don't want to postpone this thing of governing for a long time. We postponed it this year on the 7th of May and said, no, let's postpone it and get practicals in Parliament. So we think we're fine now. We have acquired the necessary skill. Now we want to take over for real. And you are going to be in the forefront of that struggle, of ensuring that the people of South Africa get a government which will deliver to them. A government that will create a quality society. A government that will give them proper houses. A government that will give them quality education. A government that will make health accessible to all, including to rural women. A government that will build the roads. A government that will provide reliable sanitation and electricity. A government that will be led by reliable South Africa who are loyal and patriotic and not just cadres. Because we love South Africa more than we love the EFF. That's why we formed the EFF. It was out of the love of this country. And therefore, we want the best for the people of South Africa. All of us. Let us go home peacefully. Let us go and have a relaxed festive season. It has been a hectic year. Since January at Nkandla till today here at Mangaung, non-stop. We deserve a break. We have worked very hard. South Africa is very proud of all of us. Now, there is an arrangement which the leadership will whisper to you in January, which I'm going to be engaged in privately this December, so that I represent you very well. I won't tell you now. So we will, and I'm saying it's a private function. So I've had our function with you here, I'm done. Let me go and rest and have my private arrangement, and all of you must wish me well in your villages and everywhere else you are, because it's a very small function, and it is for closed family members, because fighters were too many, and we cannot accommodate all of you. Please drive safely and look after each other. You must love one another. You must protect each other. Don't kill each other. Don't destroy one another. You must have a fighter's back in the same way a fighter will have your back. You must be prepared to die and be buried next to each other because of the love you have for one another. Even when you disagree, don't wish each other away because you don't have any other home except the EFF. Salute!